Hello everyone, welcome back to another Shnuckatwo video. Today, I want to talk about a movie I just watched with my family called Sight. Now, a brief synopsis of the movie. It's basically about a Chinese immigrant doctor that helps cure blindness in children. Now, on the surface, this is I think it's a really good premise, honestly. And it's like one of those movies where it's based on a true story, right? Obviously, it's going to be edited, but it's based on a true story, so it's nice. And the premise, I think, is there. It's interesting enough to actually just make a movie about it, right? But the problem is, I think the execution of the movie was a bit suspicious, maybe. I think there were actually, okay, I'll just get into many problems with it. So, the first thing, the most glaringly obvious thing is the acting in the movie is very, very lackluster. Before I dive into this, obviously the doctor himself, I think, helped on the movie or something. I respect him so much. Because, he performed surgery on all these blindness for free, and he went through so much to get to it. But just because he's very respectable what should I say? He helped in this movie doesn't mean the movie isn't good. It doesn't I'm sure he's a great guy, but I just don't know if the movie film industry perhaps was the best place for this. I mean, it's not directed by him. I'm sure he hired a director to, which is also very confusing when I get into more details about it. It's just okay. So the first glaring issue is the acting, right? And so all the actors, the movie jumps between America and China, and old China, not too old, the 60s in China or something like that. And you expect the people in China to be very good at Chinese. The problem is they weren't. I was not born in China, and my Chinese is better than them, which is very, honestly, concerning. Not concerning, it's just shows how suspicious the Chinese is. So, if me, as an American, can speak better Chinese than the actor's supposed to be portraying Chinese, actual Chinese people, it really, I'm not gonna be a strickler about it, right? I'm it's okay, maybe they didn't have the funds to find an actor, I understand, but when I'm watching a movie, it just absolutely takes me out of the immersion of it. And I think that's a big part of a movie. You have to be immersed in the movie in order to enjoy and be emotionally invested in the story the movie's trying to tell. Which in this case, I think there was a really emotional story that the movie could have told. Right? Obviously, it's a true story, and the doctor had to go through a lot in order to get where he is today. And that's what the whole movie is about, honestly. The struggles of the doctor, which are very, very, I think, can be portrayed to be very emotional things. However, because the acting was so bad, I instantly was just yeah, I can't. This is not, I can't imagine these actors being from actual in China, and then, yeah. Similarly, even for the main actor, I mean, okay, this is a really out of pocket comment, but he looked really strange. I don't know. He just had a really strange face. But also, yeah, also his acting was a bit interesting. I think he did have some good scenes. That's the thing about this movie. It did have a couple pretty good scenes. But at the end of the day, it had one good scene, I think. there was this one scene where basically the doctor and the assistant doctor yelled at each other. That was my favorite scene. Like, not favorite, but I thought the acting was the best in that scene only. Which, yeah, should tell you a lot about the rest of the movie. But yeah, also, like, I don't know. It's just like a lot of the aspects of the movie lacked critical depth. Like, it tried to explore a lot of ideas, and these, I think, would have been good if executed really well. But I think people was just not there to carry those stuff. I think, I think a really good theme was, like, I don't know, like how to deal with, like, this guy, like, when the doctor, when he was really young, lost one of his, like, childhood friends or something, and then, like, I think, like, that could have been explored better, but it was just like the childhood friend kept reappearing when he was doing surgery and then went away, and then, like, I think when you do a movie on something like this, like, based on a true story, and it's, like, so emotional and personal, like, I think you have to do a really good job capturing the emotional aspect of it, or it just falls really flat, right? And so, it's rated really high on IMDb. It's rated 8 out of 10. So, like, maybe it's fine for people that don't understand Chinese, but, like, if half this movie is in Chinese, which it kind of was, and I'm watching it, and oh yeah, okay, like, I think this is honestly the main problem. Like, the incoherences in logic, okay, that might also be a decent problem, but the biggest problem for me with the movie is just how badly the Chinese script was written. Like, I think the storyline, it was written fine, sure, like, embellished the actual, like, embellish the actual story, obviously. Like, how else are you gonna do a movie? But, like, the translations, not translations, the like, people do not speak Chinese like that, I have to say. Like, when I speak to my parents, they do not speak like how they did. The Chinese dad in the movie had worse Chinese than me. Like, it's just like, I could not help but laugh because of how off-putting the way they phrase the things are. It's just like okay, like, let's say you're casually, like, I don't know, hanging out with someone, you want to get food, and you're just like, oh, you want to get food later, or you want to grab a bite later, something like that. Like, this is just an example of what it felt like. Like, it felt like they were saying, would you like to dine with me later? Like, people, it's technically correct, but people never say that, so it's super off-putting the entire time. And then, like, all the actors for the old people they had in ancient China, I don't think they knew how to speak Chinese either, which doesn't even make... Like, out of all the actors, the random Chinese tiny kid had the best Chinese, which is just like, oh, it just took me right out of the immersion. And if you're not immersed in a movie like that, it can't really achieve the emotional effect it wants at all. So yeah, I also thought, like, I don't know, I think you can honestly tell a lot about a movie based on the first couple minutes. Like, I came in this movie with a really open mind. Didn't read any online reviews, and I was just like, yeah, okay, let me just, like, I'm sure that'll be fine. Like, the premise of the movie already sounded a bit boring, but I'm just like, okay, let me just see how it is. And the first scene in the movie was just like, as soon as the character started talking, I could just tell, I don't know, like, I think the difference between a good and bad movie is, like, how natural the characters seem to interact, right? I think this is the director's job to make sure that, like, when the actors are acting, they're interacting like actual humans would. And, like, the camera movement, everything, like, the shots and the angles are very nice. Like, the first scene, other than, like, the opening, like, premise setup, like, about in India or something, other than that, the first scene is just like 3 doctors walking down the stairs, and the camera is like shaking, right? There's like camera shake, which is, I think, an interesting effect. But then they paused on the stairs, like, I don't think there's. It was just very unnatural to me, and the dialogue was so unnecessary. Like, I think good movies have not a single line of wasted dialogue. Like, if you look at Oppenheimer, I think, like, I doubt you can find one. Like, maybe you can find a couple lines, but like, there's not a single line of dialogue that like doesn't make sense. There were so many random like uh, character development was like very, very interestingly paced too. It was overall very, very. I mean, they didn't have a large budget. It was a 5 million budget movie, which like for that, I guess it's pretty good, honestly. However, I don't know. The whole thing is just. I think I mainly just put by the bad Chinese. That's like the main detractor, and other than that, it's just like the acting in general is very mid. The directing is very mid. Like, and there are many shots that could have been conveyed, like, done much better. And so overall, it's just. I don't know. I mean, I'm still very happy I went to see the movie because I went to see it with my family, and we all laughed about it after because it was so goofy. Like, I hate the drugs. It's very hard to make a movie, especially like I don't expect the director to get the nuances of natural Chinese conversation in the ancient times, but I also would expect them to, I don't know, have like some sort of Chinese speaking. Like, I'm just kind of confused. The doctor himself supervised the movie, didn't think any of the spoken Chinese was like a bit off-putting. Maybe it's meant to cater to like American audiences. I mean, it is an American movie, and like the Chinese part doesn't matter that much, I guess. But like I don't know how I'd feel in the movie if I wasn't immersed by those parts. But I think overall the acting was just like not. It's not the best. But yeah, that's my opinion on the movie Sight. Yeah, I mean, like, if you guys want to go see it, like, honestly, the whole movie thing might be like a ploy type of which is honestly like very respectable. Like, I respect it. If that's the goal. Like, I mean, it's just raising kids, right? Which is great. But like, I don't know. You guys can see it if you want and tell me what you think. But it was a tough watch at times. I was literally cringing, like actually cringing, like physically, from the awkward phrasing. The way they said things in Chinese was just so like. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say. Sorry, this is a rambling guy, but I just needed a rant about it. There were so many things wrong with it. It was a very noble effort, I think, very noble cause, but at the end of the day, it falls short to be an entertaining movie. Like, yeah, that's all I have to say. If you guys enjoyed this movie review, please leave a like and a subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. I need to figure out how to fix my mouse. Because, like, right now, if I move it too much, it just, like, I do an entire 360. It's way too, like, sensitive. If that makes sense. Yeah.